About 1 in every 36 children is now diagnosed with a form of autism. CBS News chief medical correspondent Dr. John LaPook shows us one facility that's seeing success treating the more profound cases. John, good morning.
Morning, Dana. New York State is home to a one-of-its-kind residential community for teens and adults with autism and other complex conditions. On its 1,500-acre campus in the Catskill Mountains, the Center for Discovery has a unique approach, one that could be a model for the country.
Tommy Bove is a 20-year-old resident at the Center for Discovery in Monticello, New York, for people with autism and other complex conditions. Like others at the center, Tommy receives care and therapy and works on the campus farm. Tommy is autistic, nonverbal, and clearly thriving. Scott and Kelly Bove are Tommy's parents. Courtney is his 22-year-old sister.
Oh, this is like the best place for him.
This is the best thing that's ever happened to him, honestly.
Tommy has trouble sitting still, and throughout the interview, kept the family on their toes.
Come on. All right, buddy. Yeah.
Tommy was a teenager when the pandemic hit.
COVID, the pandemic, he was still living with us at the time. He was heavy before then. We were just giving in to everything at that point.
Just whatever he wanted in terms of whatever food.
Yeah.
He topped out at 360 pounds.
Get the tomatoes, bring them over there, put them in.
And after 3 years on a wait list, Tommy finally got a spot at the Center for Discovery.
This has all been a lot for you and your family.
I mean, everyone has things, though.
There are things, and then there are things.
Yeah.
This is a thing.
It's a lifelong thing. Yeah. It doesn't go away. It's always there. It's like always there, the worry.
We're true to our mission in that we care for people with really complex disabilities.
Dr. Teresa Hamlin is the CEO of the center. She has worked there for more than 4 decades.
When parents come here, what's the description you give them of the program?
It's a program that's going to look at your whole child, that's going to appreciate them from the inside out and outside in, that we have a tremendous team here and they're part of that team.
Hamlin oversees 1,700 staff across multiple programs. All in, the center services 1,200 people, including 164 younger residents like Tommy, nearly 200 day students, 181 adults who live on campus, and hundreds of others who participate in programs. Hamlin says their center is unique.
Do you know that there are not other programs across the country where they're doing something similar?
There really aren't. I think that so many people see autism as a behavioral problem.
Right.
And so the treatment is behavioral therapy. And we've missed the boat.
Keep pushing, keep pushing.
There's a lot more that we need to understand and a lot more that we need to do here in order to help these kids.
The backbone of the center includes healthy food, sleep, activity, healthcare, and a soothing environment.
How are you guys doing? How's the day going?
Jennifer Frank leads the Nourishing Arts program. It includes 35 chefs and their farm-to-table, or as the center calls it, seed-to-belly program. Residents eat whole foods, much of it grown on the grounds. Ultra-processed foods are banned.
Food has amazing power. It has the power to completely support your health or to totally undermine it.
What about outcomes?
We're seeing amazing results in the health of the kids. Our obesity rate, we have about a 60% rate of ideal body weight.
Frank says adults at the Center for Discovery also have much lower rates of high blood pressure and diabetes than the general public.
So you're seeing across the board
Across the board. So I just think, imagine if we can do this for some of the most medically complex individuals there are. Imagine what that means for you and I.
The Boves say Tommy's progress has been amazing.
So you're actually noticing not only weight change and physical change, but behavioral change.
Well, he's like dressing himself too, which we always just did it, honestly.
So things that most people take for granted, for you, him doing them.
Huge.
Yeah.
It was huge. Like, we're in shock.
I don't want to imply that the program here fixes everything, right? These kids still do have a disorder
Oh, absolutely.
that they will have forever, right?
Yeah, we don't cure the autism, but we help kids function much better so they can interact, so they can have friendships, so that they can have a sense of normalcy, whatever that is for themselves and for their family. But yeah, we're not curing the disorder.
The state disability program covers room and board for New York residents like Tommy. But for those out of state, the annual cost is more than $100,000. Tommy will age out of the pediatric program when he reaches 22.
What happens when he leaves here?
That's what causes stress.
Adult slots here open only rarely. So in about 18 months, Tommy will likely have to find a different residential center and adjust to new surroundings.
And of course, you're thinking about the future.
Yes.
What's that thinking like?
For a few years ago, I ended up in a hospital, and it was, what happens if something happens?
Yeah.
Is relief when he came in here, was relief saying, okay, no, the state's gonna take care of him now, the school will take care of him. It's like, oh, it's very hard. Squeeze tight. Squeeze her. Squeeze her.
Give me another hug.
Give her a hug.
Tommy's sister Courtney also feels the weight of responsibility.
I'm going to be in charge of him one day, so I always have to keep that in the back of my mind for whatever happens.
Is there, in the future, some thought that he might end up living physically with you?
I'd say so.
You shook your heads no, right?
I don't expect her to.
No.
It's too much. Like, she's 22.
She's going to have her own life.
She's going to have her own life, and she doesn't have to take care of him.
Those worries and discussions are echoed in families across the country as parents ask themselves, what happens when we're not around?
And there's no question the Center for Discovery is easing the burden and the worry for families with autistic children. The hope is it will inspire the creation of other centers with a similar holistic approach.
And to that point, you have like a Dr. Hamlin who's been there 4 decades. What a gift that is in terms of like institutional knowledge. But how do you scale something like this?
That's the big issue. How do you scale it so it's not just there, it's everywhere? How do you make it financially sustainable? And then what happens when kids reach, their 20s and 30s and 40s? And how do you make it so that their lives are still productive and there's support for them?
And we heard from Courtney, his sister there. That was a beautiful moment of where she's willing to take care of her brother, Tommy. Parents didn't know it would happen. What is that future sort of for him?
Right. You see the pressure. You see it in their faces. And I have to thank the Bove family. They were so generous to share everything with us and to chat with us. But what a place.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. John, thank you.